So today, we're going to talk about understanding gender in everyday life by analyzing the movie Avengers: Age of Ultron. Because if I'm going to talk about gender, I'd rather do it with killer robots, flying cities, and superheroes who clearly never skip arm day. I had to choose one piece of media that shows gender roles and gender expectations in everyday life. I could have picked something serious and sophisticated, a documentary, a classic novel, maybe a thoughtful podcast. But I chose superheroes on purpose because they make gender expectations feel huge and obvious. So the media I picked is Avengers: Age of Ultron. Why? Because this movie is basically a masterclass in masculinity, the theory that we will be discussing in this video. Every character is out here trying to be the strongest, the bravest, the most responsible, or the most emotionally constipated. Perfect for analysis. Plus, let's be real. If you want to study gender expectations, Marvel movies are like the Costco of masculinity. Everything is oversized, dramatic, and comes in bulk. This movie makes the presentation easier because it's full of clear examples of gender roles and expectations. You've got leaders, protectors, soldiers, gods, and one very angry green guy who definitely needs therapy. So yeah, plenty to work with. So that's my media choice: Avengers: Age of Ultron. Superheroes, masculinity, and enough gender-coded behavior to write 3 essays. But don't worry, I'm only doing one.
Shit! Language!
Alright, now that I've revealed my very serious media choice, Avengers: Age of Ultron, let me give you a quick summary of the movie. And don't worry, I'm not about to recite the entire Marvel timeline. I'm keeping this short and simple. So Age of Ultron is basically what happens when Tony Stark has one bad idea, and the entire planet pays for it. Tony and Bruce Banner try to create a global defense system, kind of like antivirus software, but for aliens. Except the software becomes self-aware, names himself Ultron, and immediately decides humans are the virus. Classic.
Wait a second. No one else is going to deal with the fact that Cap just said language?
Meanwhile, the Avengers, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye have to team up again to stop Ultron from wiping out humanity. There's fighting, arguing, teamwork, emotional damage, and at least 3 moments where someone should have gone to therapy instead of punching a robot.
Who gave the order to attack?
Strucker is the Avengers.
Can we hold them?
They're the Avengers.
Basically, it's a 2-hour reminder that when men say, "Don't worry, I've got a plan," you should probably start running. The movie focuses on themes like responsibility, power, leadership, and what it means to protect others, which is perfect for analyzing masculinity. Every character shows a different version of what a heroic man is supposed to look like, and that's exactly why I chose this film. So yeah, that's the short version of Avengers: Age of Ultron. Robots, superheroes, emotional suppression, and enough gender-coded behavior to keep this presentation interesting.
No surrender!
I'm going to surrender.
So the concept I'm using is masculinity, specifically how society creates expectations for how men should act. And Marvel movies, oh, they deliver that in bulk. Like Costco-sized masculinity. Masculinity is basically the idea of what a real man is supposed to be. Things like being strong, brave, tough, emotionless, a leader, a protector. All the classic superhero traits. These expectations don't come from biology. They come from society. We're taught that men should act a certain way, and if they don't, people question them. It's why superheroes never cry, never ask for directions, and somehow always have time to work out even while saving the world.
It's like they're lining up.
Well, they're excited.
And for gosh sake, watch your language.
This theory helps us understand Avengers: Age of Ultron because every male character in the movie is performing a different version of masculinity. Tony Stark shows the genius protector masculinity. Captain America shows the perfect soldier masculinity. Thor shows the god-level noble warrior masculinity. And Hulk, well, He shows what happens when masculinity literally explodes. So that's the theory, masculinity. It's the perfect lens for analyzing this movie because the whole plot is basically a bunch of men trying to save the world while also dealing with their own expectations of what a hero and a man should be. So in the beginning, Tony Stark decides he's going to create a global defense system to protect the world. Sounds noble, right? Except he does it secretly, without telling the team, and it ends up creating Ultron, the villain who tries to wipe out humanity. Classic Tony. This scene shows the pressure men feel to be the protector, the one who has all the answers. Tony feels responsible for the entire planet, and instead of asking for help, he tries to handle everything alone. That's a classic masculine expectation. Be strong, be in control, don't show doubt. It's basically the superhero version of a guy refusing to read the instructions and then wondering why the furniture is on fire. There's a scene where Hulk loses control and causes massive destruction. After he calms down, Bruce Banner is devastated. He feels ashamed, guilty, and terrified of hurting people. This moment highlights the masculine expectation of emotional control. Men are taught to hide their feelings, stay calm, and never show vulnerability. Bruce's fear of losing control represents how masculinity punishes men for having emotions, especially anger, sadness, or fear. Honestly, Hulk is the only guy I know who needs both anger management and a hug at the same time. In the party scene, everyone tries to lift Thor's hammer. Nobody can move it, except Captain America, who makes it budge just a little. Thor's face drops like someone told him his credit score went down. This scene is basically a masculinity competition disguised as a party game. The hammer becomes a symbol of worthiness, strength, and honor, all traits tied to traditional masculinity. When Cap moves the hammer, it challenges Thor's status as the most worthy man in the room. It's the superhero version of guys comparing who can bench more at the gym, except the bench is a magical hammer from space. So those are 3 scenes from Avengers: Age of Ultron that clearly show different versions of masculinity, the protector, the emotionally controlled man, and the competition for worthiness. This movie basically gives a full tour of how society expects men to act, all while fighting robots and saving the world. This is where I talk about what Avengers, Age of Ultron teaches viewers about gender, and how analyzing it changed the way I see the movie. Basically, this is the deep thoughts section, but I promise to keep it simple. This movie teaches viewers that being a man means being strong, brave, responsible, and emotionally tough. Almost every male character is expected to save the world, protect everyone, and never show weakness. Even when they're stressed, scared, or overwhelmed, they hide it. The movie sends the message that men should carry the weight of the world on their shoulders, literally. It's like the movie is saying, if you're a man, you better be ready to fight a robot army before breakfast. So basically, the movie teaches that masculinity equals strength, leadership, and zero emotions, which is not always realistic or healthy. 2. Did analyzing this change how I see the movie? Yes, it actually did. Before, I watched this movie just for the action, the jokes, and the cool fight scenes. But after analyzing it, I started noticing how much pressure the male characters are under. They're all trying to live up to some impossible standard of what a real man or a real hero should be. Honestly, I used to think Tony Stark was just dramatic. Now I'm like, oh, this man is stressed. Looking at the movie through the masculinity lens made me realize that even superheroes deal with unrealistic expectations. It made the characters feel more human, and it made me more aware of how movies shape our ideas about gender.
This is an agent of some kind.
Avengers. Age of Ultron mostly reinforces traditional gender norms, especially for men. The male characters are shown as strong, tough, emotionally controlled, and responsible for saving the world. They carry the pressure to be leaders, protectors, and fighters, which matches the classic idea of what a real man is supposed to be. So in that way, the movie sticks to the usual script.
There's even talk of Jane getting a,
But the movie also complicates these norms a little. Even though the men act tough, we see moments where they struggle with fear, guilt, and emotional pressure, like Bruce Banner feeling ashamed after losing control, or Tony Stark stressing over protecting the world. These moments show that even heroes deal with emotions, even if they try to hide them. So the movie reinforces masculinity on the surface, but underneath, it shows cracks in that armor. It is like the movie is saying, yes, men should save the world, but also, they might cry in the car afterward. So overall, the movie mostly sticks to traditional gender expectations, but it also shows how unrealistic and heavy those expectations can be, which makes the characters feel more human and the gender norms more complicated. Avengers. Age of Ultron is not just a superhero movie, it's also a big lesson on how society expects men to act. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it.